Ms. Marvel. So Miss Marvel follows Kamala Khan, played by Villani. Hopefully I pronounce her name right, but correct me if I how the way how to pronounce her name. But anyway, it follows Kamala Khan, who is a 16-year-old fangirl of the Avengers who struggle to fit in until she gains her own powers. So this series will serve as a setup for the upcoming film The Marvels, in which Villani will reprise her role as Kamala Khan along with additional cast members from this series, maybe like family members, maybe a couple, maybe family friend members, stuff like that. I don't think like obviously I don't think everyone's gonna come back for The Marvels, but anyway, yeah. So going into this series, Kevin Feige came on stage at, I believe it was D23. Like, I think so, wasn't it? Like, I think it was. Yeah, like, I think it was. I think it was D23 in which, Kevin Feige got on stage at D23 and he said that we're going to be adding some bonus TV shows, Marvel TV shows on Disney Plus, and all of them will be taking place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One of them is Moon Knight, which I really liked. We've all seen that. Which it came out, and then Ms. Marvel, which just had its finale, and then coming soon, She-Hulk. And I was like, oh my god, like, this could open the door, like, for Miss Marvel, this could open the door to, well, of course, the Pakistani, the culture and the religion. If there's something I absolutely love, it's learning new languages, new cultures, new experiences. I like to see. I've been reading a bunch of Ms. Marvel comic books myself, and I just love this character. And as I'm reading through all of her, as I'm reading through her comics, I'm falling in love with this character because but first of all, her comics are like really funny. But anyway, that's besides the point. We're not here to talk about Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan's the comic book series. We're here to talk about the TV show. So, yeah. So, Iman Vellani, this is her, I believe, this is her first, this is her big, breakout role, right? Like, before this TV series, I think she did, maybe some some films, short films for school projects or something like that. But yeah, this is her very first TV, acting, and anything really for that matter. And I thought she did an amazing job. I thought she did an amazing job, delivered a great performance. She has she brought this sort of new grounded perspective, with these new powers, and she's struggling, Kamala Khan is enjoying the very simplicity of life with powers, instead of worrying about high school boys and relationships, family drama, and culture and religion, which is what Villani, the actress, took note of her character. And there will be some spoilers in Ms. Marvel. So after all the episodes were dropped, I came back from work. After I came back from work, I immediately went to my bedroom and I binge watched all 6 episodes of Ms. Marvel. And here's what I think. I am very disappointed. I think Ms. Marvel is not all the way, it's right down there with Hawkeye. I am so disappointed at what they did with Ms. Marvel, this TV show. First of all, they changed her powers. Like in the comics, like if we don't, like if you know anything about Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, she can stretch her body. Like she's like Mr. Fantastic and Ant-Man combined. Like she can grow, she can shrink, she can stretch her. Plus, she can like stretch parts of her body. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. It's amazing. Oh, it's a crazy and amazing power. But like, and then they changed her powers. Like she now has this bracelet, this bangle. I think is that the word? Bangle. It was a bangle. Okay. Bangle. She has this bangle, which is kind of like this. She has this bangle that has like this cosmic, like this cosmic alien Kree power. Like it gives Kamala Khan like all these powers. Like she's basically Green Lantern. Like like they changed her powers from stretching and growing and all that to Green Lantern powers. Like Green Lantern has the ring, while like Green Lantern can create objects with their ring. Meanwhile, Kamala Khan can create objects using her bracelet, like the bangle, the bangle. And I keep mispronouncing that word. But yeah. And them changing her powers, I was like, okay, really? I was like, okay, they're doing that. But to be honest, I don't care if they change the powers. I just want three things. I want great story, great character development, great characters, and great acting. Those are the three things I'm looking for all of these movies and TV shows, for all of them. And, that's my main focus. I'm just really disappointed because it felt so rushed. They really need to stop doing this whole 6 episodes. It's kind of like what they did with it's like the opposite of what they did with the Netflix Marvel TV shows, like, which is now on Disney Plus. Like the Netflix Marvel shows, like the Defenders shows, they're all like 13 episodes every season, and I felt like, okay, this season it could have been like 8 episodes, or this season could have been like 10 episodes. But like every season of all the Defenders, the Defenders shows, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Punisher, they're all 13 episodes, and I felt like they stretched the story too thin in some of the seasons. And here, it was like the opposite of that, where like it felt like there was like they could have kept going with another additional episodes, and I felt like it was cut down. So that was a shame. I thought I did like the first episode. Like the first episode, the premiere episode, I felt like it was very cute and very creative. How we get to see the world through Kamala Khan's eyes. Like this is like she's always like, she's always in fantasy land. She's thinking about all these stories and all these fanfics and all of that. And I thought the way they handled it was really cute and clever, as I said. And she also has like 2 love interests in this show. Like she has her friend Bruno. She has her friend Bruno, who is his best friend, is a tech genius, who also secretly in the first episode has a crush on her, and is very loyal to Kamala, more so after she gets her powers, and it creates like a new dynamic between them. But yeah, and then she has her parents, who I thought were hilarious, especially her father, like dressed up as the Hulk. Like, you can go to this Comic-Con convention, whatever. You can go to the Avengers Con, but only if your father comes with you. Little Hulk, Big Hulk, Little Hulk. I thought that was funny. I wish my parents would dress up would dress up for Halloween. They're so boring and basic. Um, I hope they don't watch this episode and didn't hear that. But anyway, yeah. And then we got like a character who appeared in Spider-Man No Way Home. It was the agent, the damage control agent. You guys know who I'm talking about. He was the one who interrogated Peter Parker, his friend, his two friends, MJ, Ned, and his Aunt May in the room. It happened like before the Daredevil cameo appearance. And he comes back in this series investigating this new person, investigating Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. So yeah. And then we also, at a point in this season, or in this series, I don't think there's a season 2. I don't think there's a season 2, but in this series, we get to see Red Dagger, who's a character in the Miss Marvel comic books. So yeah, who I do know, like in the comics, he does have feeling. Red Dagger does have feelings for Kamala, but yeah, and then but here's my problem, the first episode, okay, it's kind of like an introduction to the character of Kamala Khan, and then it's the first time she gets her powers. The second episode, she meets this handsome guy. She develops a crush on this very handsome guy, Kamwan, who's a boy Kamala has a crush on. And it's just, and then I think somewhere in the middle of this series is when I felt like the show dropped. I felt like the finale of Miss Marvel felt very underwhelming. I was so underwhelmed. Really? When Miss Marvel said, in the series finale, because like I said, I don't know if this is going to get a season 2, but in the series finale, she says "embiggen," and I thought, and at that moment I thought she was going to grow really big and like maybe the size of Ant-Man, or I don't know, a building or whatever, and start going after the agents. Going after the agents, but instead it looked really weird. The effects looked weird, her, especially with her arms. I wish they wouldn't. I don't know why they changed her powers. I really don't. I wish they would have stuck to what they had, to what she had in the comics. Because it just felt so underwhelmed. I was so underwhelmed. And when the series ended, I was underwhelmed and disappointed. I was underwhelmed. I was upset. I was disappointed. Those are the words I would use to describe this series. But yeah. And also, this series has been getting a lot of negativity from critics and from people out there, trolls or whatever. Who's review bombing the series, calling it woke and whatever. I don't really want to listen to that. I think it's best to block all that negativity out and just focus on your own opinion. You know what I mean? But yeah. And also another thing I didn't like about this series is the villains. What is it? The clandestines, who are the main villains, who are the main villains, the clandestines, whatever, are the main villains of this series. And they are trying to, and they're not trying to take over the world, they're just trying to return to their home dimension after being exiled on Earth. And Kamwan's, the way they pronounced it is different than what I originally pronounced. His mother is the leader of the group of supervillains, of the clandestines. Cameron, the boy Kamala has a crush on. Yeah. And then she dies, and then she transfers her powers herself into her son, and then he develops superpower, and then he attacks like the agents, and he attacks the agents, and Miss Marvel is trying to stop him. The two of them are fighting against each other. They were so, like, once again, we have terrible villains. We have terrible villains, antagonists. I mean, what else can I say? I felt the character. I thought the character of Zoe. Let's talk about her. Like the character of Zoe. Like, she's the most popular girl at Kamala's high school, and she's also a social media influencer. And because that's what every teenage girls are, because that's what every high school girls are. There's going to be that one girl who's going to be a social media influencer, and she's in high school, and in this case it's Zoe. Miss Marvel saved her. So Zoe is secretly a huge fan of Captain Marvel, even though Kamala said like she, hates the Avengers or whatever. And then she's dressed up as Captain Marvel. She's at Avengers Con. Miss Marvel saved her life, Zoe's life, and then she's indebted to her. Like, her friends are so underdeveloped. Like, they're like, as characters, they're so underdeveloped. They're just there to, like, excuse me. They're just there to support not the character of Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, but to support and be used as plot devices for the plot, for the narrative of the story, of the main story of the series. Like, Zoe, like, she doesn't get, like, any character development. Like, Miss Marvel saved her once, that's it. And then she's like, I'm with you, Kamala. You only saved me once, but I'm with you. And then Nakia is just there to, like, back her up. Bruno is like the only person I felt like I know more about. Her brother's just her brother got married. Her brother got married. Her parents are just being parents and being supportive and all that. I don't know what else to tell you. Overall, I felt like Miss Marvel was an extreme disappointment. It is right down there with Hawkeye. Like, I was disappointed with the Hawkeye TV series. If you saw my review here on my YouTube channel, I was disappointed with how that show turned out. And the same thing goes here with Miss Marvel. I really hope they fix things. And if they want to do something, you got to do it, like, with confidence, and you got to do it with everything you've got. You got to give it your all. Otherwise, it's going to be extremely disappointed. It's going to fall flat, and nobody's going to like it. And that's kind of how I felt. Kind of how I felt with Miss Marvel. I was extremely disappointed. Despite, the action scenes and the performances given by the cast members, especially Iman. But yeah, the series finale did offer us a unique change to the character, unique development for the character of Kamala Khan. So in the comics, she's an Inhuman. We all know that. So yeah. But in the MCU, they changed it to, her friend Bruno is like, I looked at your DNA, there's something different in your genes, yada yada yada. There's something different from you, than your family members. There is a mutation in your genes, Kamala. And then the X-Men animated series theme song played just a little bit in the background, and I was like, oh my god. Especially in not only that, but there was the post credit scene with Captain Marvel. Like Miss Marvel, she lies in bed, and then all of a sudden her bangle starts beeping like an alarm, and then she gets teleported into her closet, and then out comes Captain Marvel, Brie Larson. And then, so yeah, so I think they switch. So if for any of you who are confused, I know a couple of you might be are, but I think they switched places. I don't think Kamala turned into Captain Marvel. I think the two of them switched places. So Captain Marvel is in Kamala's bedroom. Meanwhile, Kamala is wherever Captain Marvel was in outer space or whatever on another planet. But yeah, so yeah, it's definitely going to set up Miss Marvel coming back into the Marvel's movie. So yeah. Yeah. Overall, Iman Vellani delivered an incredible performance. I love the creative visual style, whether it's seeing the world through Kamala's eyes, or whether it's her powers and the action sequences. But I felt like the villains were extremely weak. They were extremely weak. The finale was so underwhelming. I wanted to jump out of my seat in excitement, but instead I was like, wait, what am I watching? But anyway, if you've seen Miss Marvel, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you in the middle? Put all that lovely stuff in the comment section below. Please, everyone, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see all of you lovely people really soon.